Okay, what's up? Luke Ferrell here. Check this out. This has something to do with the video, okay? Just the Flash hat. Alright, today I am going to be reviewing The Flash Season 1, Episode 9, The Man in the Yellow Suit. Okay, first thing that happens in this, it's just like a little snippet kind of segment of it. Very first thing is a Barry, aka the Flash, no costume, just going like chasing the Reverse Flash and stuff. And then they go by this guy. He's on a ladder and he just gets finished hanging up some Christmas lights, and they zoom past him and they're like whoosh, and then like he goes like, the guy's like, oh, I was like, man, that would just suck. Like to finish doing like all those Christmas lights and it just like fails or something like that because they blew past it or something, and then it was probably late at night or something, and he just has to do that all over again. And then we see it's daytime, and Barry he like Joe was like, man, this is gonna take a long time to finish these ornaments and stuff. And he's like, and Barry's like, and he smiles and he's like, and then he just zooms past it around and puts them all up. And Iris is like this, and then he's like, the only red suit dude I want in this house is Kris Kringle. And he's like, just takes them all down. And Barry just takes them all down. And he's like, and then Iris comes in with like, I think she had cookies and like some eggnog, and she's like, these ornaments aren't gonna hang themselves. And he's like, and then like when Joe leaves, he had a call, and they started giving each other one gift from the tree as a tradition or something, and then they get really excited, and she gets like, I know this is Boba Fett, but she gets like this, he gives her like this wedding band replica from her mom necklace, and then she meets Eddie at who is her boyfriend, Eddie at at Jitters, and they're like talking about Christmas and stuff and what to get each other, and and Eddie's like, do you think Barry might like you? She's like, no. And then like Barry gives like Cisco and Kalen Dr. Wells Christmas gifts, and like they're like and then she goes out to get Dr. Wells a Christmas gift because the Christmas brings bad memories because his wife Tess died around Christmas, supposedly. Well, yes, but it's supposed. Yeah, you got it. And then like she gives him talks to Cisco on the phone and gives him a gift, gets Dr. Wells a gift, and then he's like, and then she sees this fiery dude, and she's like, what the heck? And she follows him, and she's like, oh, and he's like, and he like catches himself on fire, and then she's like, oh my god, that's Ronnie, and then and she's like, okay, I'm leaving now. It was scary, and so yeah, and then she gets Cisco to explains it to Cisco, and she tries to get him to help her find him, and they go looking for him, and they go looking for him. Let me think, what's next? Go looking for him. Okay, and then they find him, and with some kind of radar tracking thing. Hey, Alice. And then he's like, she grabs his face and he's like, Ronnie, we need to help you. And he's like, Firestorm. And she's like, what? And then like she's like, don't come. He's like, don't come looking for me ever again. And then Iris, well, at the jitters, Eddie gave her a key to his house, and then Barry's like up at night doing in his lab, doing some kind of thing, and then he like has this looks at his board, and he has like this dream about like his parents dying in the Reverse Flash and stuff, and she's like, and then she yells his name, she said Barry, and then he's like, and he's like, oh, and he's like, what? And he's like, she's like, called your name 5 times, and she's like, oh. And I thought that part was pretty cool, actually.꯫ I like the show a lot. This is actually my favorite show. And, yeah. And then she's like, well, Eddie asked me to move in with him. He's like, oh, he did? And she's like, yeah, I said yes. And he's like, and she's like, Eddie thought you might feel weird about it. And he's like, no, I don't. And then she's like, okay. And he's like, he thinks that you like me. And then she's like, well, I don't. And then she leaves, and she's like, he almost, it looked like he was about to cry. And he got up, and he's like, and he went to his window. He's like, and then the Reverse Flash shows up. He's like, in the across out on a building in the window. He's like, and he zooms out of there, and then that's when they started chasing each other from the beginning. And he's like, you killed my mother! What? And then yeah, and she's like, and they race around to a football field, stadium or something, and he's like, and the Reverse Flash like beats the crap out of him, and he's like, I know who you are, Barry. He's like, I don't know who you are. He's like, we've been at this a long time. You know me. He's like, no, I don't. And stuff like that. Then like they start, when he gets back, they start replicating a trap, and and then they said, Barry, we don't think you should be here for this. And he's like, yes, I do. And he's like, this is my fight. And he's just like, this is not today. He grabs his jacket, he's like, just walks out of there really mad. And and then they test him by running into the force field that they tried to trap him in. And yeah. And then he bounces off of it, and he's like, yeah. And then they catch him by having the tachyon that they got from Dr. McGee. And he traps the Reverse Flash, and he's like, and then he's like, and he talks to Dr. Wells, and he's like, look, and he says some stuff, like really smart stuff and stuff. And then he's like, and he jumps out there and grabs Dr. Wells and starts beating him up. He's like, and then Dr. Wells, Joe, he grabs this like giant wrench and he goes, he's gonna kill Wells. And then Eddie's like, find him, and he has his gun. He's like, find him. Where is he? And they well, no, that was after. And he's like, and he jumps out and he kills all those guys. And he's like, find him. Where is he? And then he grabs and he grabs Alice, stop drinking out of the toilet. And then the Reverse Flash grabs Eddie and he throws him on the ground or something. And he's like, ugh. And then he goes to Joe, and then the Flash was like, Barry was like, whoa. And they start fighting. He's like, and they're like, and Barry's getting beat up really bad. And then the Firestorm, he's like, he's like, and he blows him back. And he's like, don't look for me again. And then like he talked to Barry went to Iron Heights to see his dad, and he started crying. He's like, "It's all my fault. Now you're here because of me, and I'm so sorry." And then hold on. Yeah. And then they're like, he's like, Crit like saying, "You've done this. Everything you've done in the past 25 years has to be, well, 14 years I think has been because of him and his wife, which is him and his mom." And it's like even with Iris, while he studied, even with Iris, and he's like, and he's like, "Iris, what are you talking about?" I was like, "You don't think I know that you like her?" Then Barry comes home. Iris is at the Christmas tree, and he's like, "I love you," and stuff like that. And he starts telling her like how he loves her and crap. I mean stuff. And she's like, and she starts crying. And then she's like, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And he's like this. He's like, "Okay." And then, okay. And then she's like, thinking, what the heck just happened and stuff. And what happened? And then like the Reverse Flash took the tachyon thing, and then they show Caitlin and Cisco, and like Caitlin, and she's crying, like, and then she's like, Cisco comes and she's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, and she's like, "You know, I used to play this game in my head. What would I give for just one more minute with him? The house, my career, the rest of her life." He's like, "Today I finally got that minute, and I wish I hadn't," she said. And then they start hugging it out and stuff. And then, like, they show Dr. Well like stitch it up and stuff, and he's like, and she's like, "Something must have failed," and he's like, and she's like, "Okay, but if you feel the need to tell me something, and you should start with telling me that Ronnie's still alive." And yeah, and then like towards the end, and they show like everyone. He comes home, Barry comes home. He's like, "Hey ho," and they're all like at a Christmas gathering in their house, and then Barry comes over and he's like, I heard you're moving in together, and I'm really happy for you." And they're like, "Thanks." Then like they show like put the star up on the tree, and then Iris looks back at Barry, and she is so hot, and a little off topic, but yeah, and she's like, oh, and he's like, and it just seems awkward when they look at each other, because they're like, she knows he likes her and stuff like that. And then it did that lightning bolt thing, and it went to like the kind of post credit or something, I don't know, and they showed Dr. Wells, and yeah, he went in his scary lair thing, and he went up to the wall, and he's like has blood right here, and he's like, and then the Reverse Flash suit pops out. He's like, they play this dramatic music. It's like dun 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 dun, and he's like, "Merry Christmas," and it was intense. All right, well. That's it for today. Okay, I also got that Flash poster and Spider-Man and stuff, and I'm waiting for my new Flash poster to come in. There's Alice. Hey Alice. Hey Oddball. What's up, man? Hey bud. Oddball. Oh. Hey Hey, bud. You meowing? Hey, Oddpaw. How's it going? Okay. Alright, bye. Let's get it up to the big cat.